Max Verstappen is the reigning and defending Formula One World Drivers' Champion, but his start to the 2022 season has been far from plain sailing. The Dutchman, who came out on top in his tense 2021 battle with Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton, has failed to finish in 2 of the 3 races that have taken place in the new season so far, with his sole finish being in a winning effort at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Verstappen and Red Bull were able to dominate in patches of the 2021 season, but eventually became embroiled in a bitter battle with Mercedes. However, it was clear that they were comfortable with the previous set of regulations, and their engine manufacturer, Honda, seemed to be providing the team with a brilliant engine that allowed Verstappen to compete with Hamilton, who is a 7-time world champion. Mercedes have also won the past 7 World Constructors' Championships. Welcome to F1 Live. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon, as we are your #1 place for your Formula One related news. Red Bull look to have finally cracked the codes of fighting with Mercedes regularly, but this season has seen 2 big changes for them. 2022 has seen the introduction of a new set of rules and regulations that their chief technology officer described as the biggest in almost 40 years. Furthermore, Honda chose to leave F1 at the end of the 2021 season, leaving Red Bull without an engine supplier. The team decided to manufacture their own engines and formed their new Red Bull Powertrains Division, which also supplies engines to the Alpha Tauri team. Honda will also help Red Bull with aspects this season to ensure that the transition is relatively seamless. However, there have been some major issues with Red Bull's new engine so far, which has caused both them and Alpha Tauri to have to retire from races, costing them crucial World Championship points. At the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix, it was clear that the early battle in the championship would be between Ferrari and Red Bull, with Mercedes struggling for pace due to aerodynamic porpoising. However, Verstappen was pipped to pole by Charles Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz finished ahead of Sergio Perez. The race began with Leclerc on pole, Verstappen in second, Sainz in third, and Perez in fourth. This order remained the same for the majority of the race, with Red Bull looking set to score a healthy number of points to start the season. However, disaster struck the team towards the end of the race, with Verstappen suffering a reliability issue involving his fuel injector on the 54th lap, which forced him to retire from the race. This brought Perez up the order and into 3rd place, just ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
This is a season like no other.
Unbelievable start from Hamilton.
It's just insane.
Oh, they've touched! Verstappen is into the lead. Come on!
However, just as Hamilton was applying pressure on the Mexican driver, Perez suffered a fuel system issue when starting the final lap of the race. This caused the car to spin and forced him to retire from the race. Hamilton held on to the 3rd for the rest of the lap and took his 183rd F1 podium, whilst Ferrari took a 1-2 finish. This meant that Red Bull scored no points for the Grand Prix, and meant that the gaps in the championship for the team and their drivers were already sizable. It was revealed that both drivers had suffered an issue with the fuel system, and Red Bull began to investigate the issue. In the same race, Alpha Tauri's Pierre Gasly, who at the time was running in 8th place, was forced to retire due to a fire that was caused by his engine, which is supplied by Red Bull Powertrains. Red Bull had to try and fix the issues for the following race in Saudi Arabia, and it looked like they had. Sergio Perez took pole position in the qualifying session, breaking the record for the most Grand Prix starts before a first pole position. Verstappen had a poor qualifying session by his high standards, but he still managed to finish 4th. The Red Bull engine looked to be performing well, but Alpha Tauri driver Yuki Tsunoda suffered a power unit issue on the way to the grid, which meant that he could not start. However, Gasly and both Red Bull drivers did not have a similar issue. Verstappen managed to pass Sainz at the start of the race, with Perez holding the lead during the opening stages. Then, the safety car came out at a bad time for Perez, meaning that the battle for the win was then between Verstappen and Leclerc. The Ferrari driver led, until lap 46 when Verstappen took the lead, which he held to take the win. Perez finished 4th and Gasly scored points. Red Bull and their powertrains department had shown their potential and had recovered. Next came the race in Australia, where Red Bull had to keep up the momentum in order to stay in the championship battles. They were not able to secure the pole position, as Leclerc took it by almost 0.3 of a second. However, Verstappen was able to finish 2nd in qualifying, with Perez in 3rd. Leclerc dominated the race, with the Red Bull lacking performance. However, Verstappen was able to stay second until lap 39 when he was forced to retire, with another fuel issue that caused a fire in his car.
It was so not right.
Verstappen and the entire Red Bull team were furious. With Verstappen's second retirement coming after, it looked like they had solved the issues. Perez managed to finish the race in second, scoring some points for the team. However, Red Bull needed both cars consistently finishing in order to compete with Ferrari. They currently have just 55 points as a team, 49 less than Ferrari, and 10 less than the struggling Mercedes team. In the Drivers' Championship, Perez is in fourth, behind Leclerc, Russell, and Sainz. Verstappen has just 25 points, all from his race win in Saudi Arabia, meaning that he is in sixth place, behind Lewis Hamilton. After the race in Australia, Red Bull's advisor Helmut Marko stated that the problem that Verstappen experienced in Australia was absolutely different from the one in Bahrain. He also said that the issue is very complex, and went on to say that the team have a very tough task ahead. It was also clear before Verstappen's retirement in Australia that the Red Bull could not compete with the Ferrari. Marko has said that their car has 2 or 3 major issues that they need to address, including the fact that their car is heavier than the Ferrari. The RB18 is considered to be one of the heaviest cars in the field, and Marko has estimated that this is costing them up to 3/10 per lap when compared to the Ferrari. F1 now has a cost cap, restricting how much the teams can spend, and lowering the weight would be very expensive.
Forces Max a little bit wide, goes into turn 4, Leclerc!
The weight also relates to reliability, as does the porpoising effect, which is reportedly affecting the Red Bull too. Porpoising could have caused Verstappen's fuel line to burst under high pressure, which could have caused the retirement, rather than an issue with the engine. Marko has also questioned Verstappen, who has stated that he now feels no pressure after achieving his ultimate goal. However, Marko believes that he is still feeling the pressure, and that the Dutchman needs another world championship to not feel the pressure. It is also clear that the gap between Verstappen and Perez's performance has become smaller this season, with the Mexican driver appearing to be more competitive. Perez currently sits above Verstappen in the standings, but their retirements have caused this. Red Bull and Verstappen both need to improve their performance if they want to challenge Ferrari and Leclerc, who look to be running away with both championships without much challenge. Mercedes could also join the battle soon, and Red Bull need to ensure that they are able to become and remain both competitive and reliable. That was everything for today. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please drop a like. It would help the channel out a lot.